Hello, everyone out there in podcast land. Welcome to the Front Row Movie Reviews, the podcast for people who actually like movies. We're making this pretty quick and dirty here for this trailer reaction since the trailer for Star Wars VIII, The Last Jedi, was just played for the first time at Star Wars Celebration a few minutes ago, and we wanted to get that reaction out to you as soon as we could. So I just got a chance to watch it, and actually Ryan Johnson had it played again at Celebration, so I got to see it twice. No real pretty effects here. Not going to show the trailer at the bottom because, well, I don't have a copy of it yet. But a couple reactions. First and foremost, obviously, we're seeing a continuation from Star Wars VII, Force Awakens. And we're going to have what we saw in Empire, which is another training time with... before it was Yoda and Luke, and now we have Luke taking on Yoda's place, and Luke taking on Yoda's place, and then Rey being the trainee. A couple things that kind of stood out. Obviously, the last little stinger of the trailer is Luke saying it's time for the Jedi to end. I'm pretty sure that's a red herring. I'm going to guess that happens almost immediately after the movie starts, when Luke is already still rearing from his what he thinks is his fault for getting a lot of people killed, as we saw in the flashback in the last movie. And Luke tends to be a little whiny bitch, not going to lie. So he's going to spend probably the first part of this movie trying to tell Rey to go away and that he doesn't want to help. So I think that's not going to be a major part of the movie, more so just the beginning of it. And I think what we saw prior to that in the trailer, which is the training, will be after that. So we see a wonderful scene on a hilltop of Rey practicing with her lightsaber, it looks like she's shadow boxing a statue on the corner of a ledge, with Luke on looking. And then there's some other scenes too where obviously there's some training going on. It looks like he's helping her to hone her force powers, which, as we saw in the first movie, are already pretty strong. So that's all really cool. And then obviously we had a lot of scenes that were outside of this training. It looks like the Resistance is going to have to put up a pretty big fight here against the First Order again. We saw a really cool looking blockade with a lot of Corvette Resistance ships being taken out by TIE fighters. Kind of a really interesting scene of it looked like a hangar bay getting blown up, and it looked obviously that it was an X-wing exploding, or getting pretty close to being exploding, and it definitely looked like it was the main X-wing from the first film, or from the Part 7. So be interesting to see what kind of characters, what our characters have to deal with. I think what they're trying to do here is, the storyline that we're seeing is something that's going to be trying to go beyond what we've had in the original trilogy, which means, as she says, she sees the light and the dark and the balance, and Luke says there's more to it than that. So I think they're trying to make a little bit more of an experience in terms of what the themes of these films are, because the themes have always really been good versus evil, and that can get pretty tedious after a while, because you know it's good versus evil. But I think they're trying to go beyond that, and that's interesting. No real big secrets revealed, obviously. It's a teaser trailer. I still stand behind the fact that I think Rey is Luke's kid. I think she's a cousin of Kylo, and I'm still pretty bitter about Kylo taking out Han, so I'm hoping Kylo gets his comeuppance in Part 9. I know there's a lot of folks out there who think he's going to turn back to the good side and everything else, but I just want to see the little bastard gutted with a lightsaber. So I don't need him to be turning back. We saw absolutely nothing of Snoke. I don't know if that was intentional, or if it's just there's not much to show yet because he's going to be CGI again. but I'm going to guess they didn't show us him because we're going to find out that he's not exactly a towering monstrosity that he was in the first one, and so they want to keep that reveal secret for a while. We didn't see much of Finn. Saw a little bit of him. Looked to be in recuperation, so they're kind of playing up the fact that we don't know what happened to Finn after he got a little bit sliced. Although there were some pictures shown behind the scenes where he's obviously in full get up and hanging out with other characters in scenes, so he will be back on his feet, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, it was a really good trailer. There's not much given, but I think it actually does a pretty good job, because the first teaser trailer we had for Part 7 was obviously banking on nostalgia, and that's what got people interested. Now we have the nostalgia piece is not going to be what's going to get people to the theaters. Well, let's be honest, everyone's going to go anyway. But they have to go somewhere else, and they did, and I appreciate that. And it looks like the cinematography is going to be great. I'm really interested to see what Rian Johnson has to add to this. I think this is going to be an interesting film. I'm looking forward to it. I think they're doing the right things here. And already in this trailer, I'm still interested in these characters. My biggest complaint with Rogue One was every single character you had in there really wasn't likable aside from the robot. Jyn Erso was basically a boring, paper-thin character, unfortunately. And so I'm really glad to see Rey back. I'm glad to see that Mark Hamill is going to be able to do a lot with Luke again. And yeah, I'm just kind of rambling now, but it looks pretty darn good. So I'm excited to see it, and hopefully we'll get some more information here pretty soon before December. Please be sure to take a look at our website at thefrontrowmoviereviews.com. If you're watching this, if you're on YouTube watching this, please make sure to like and subscribe, and let us know what you think in the comments, and tell us what you saw that maybe I missed. So until next time, we'll see you in the front row. Thanks.